How's it going, everybody? Chris Cards back through the mail. Monday, 8 returns for you today on this glorious July 8th, 2024. Nice and hot here in the Pacific Northwest. Heat wave coming through, at least our part of the country. I know there's a bunch of storms in other parts of the country. Strange weather we have, as we've got a grip of cards in this envelope. Our first envelope from who knows where. Did not see a stamp on the front of it. And we've got Alejandro Pena on a 1987 Topps card. Of course, he won the World Series with the Dodgers in 81 and 88. Won it all with the Braves in 95. Pretty good starter back in the day. In fact, he led the National League in ERA in 1984 with a 2.48 ERA. Went 12 and 6 that year. In fact, pretty good, decent starter early on in his career. And, of course, from 87 to 96, he was a reliever. Did not start a single game. Couple of Topps 87 cards there. You must be wondering why I sent so many Alejandro Pena cards to Mr. AP. Reason being, it's $3 a card. So, of course, I found 7 cards and a $20 bill and a single and said this should do just fine. I got a bunch signed, pretty much everyone I could find signed. Nice return from Alejandro Pena. Pretty good pitcher back in the day. In fact, was a part of combined no-hitter back in 1991 for the Braves, along with Kent Mercker and Mark Wallers. There you guys go. There's information updated. And that's it, guys. Nice return for return number 1. Let's check out return number 2. Our next return is from Birmingham, Alabama. We have a stamp on this envelope as well as an address return label from Mr. Alan Worthington. Alan Worthington, a.k.a. Al Worthington, an original New York Giant way back in the day. Of course, he won the World Series with the Giants way back in 1954. 95 years young. Great signer still to this day. 14 years in the bigs. Spent 6 of those years with both the New York/San Francisco Giants as well as the Minnesota Twins. And there's a lot of stuff in here, so I'm being very careful of opening this. And we've got some religious paraphernalia from the looks of it, which he also signed. Al Worthington certainly does hook it up on TTM returns. Even signed the index card, which of course I sent along with the cards to kind of protect them and ease the transition through the rollers at the automatic sorting facility for the USPS. Not sure how effective it is. I think it's a little effective. And every now and then they'll sign them too, so why not? Send them along as well. Here we go. We got a 58 Topps card signed very nicely by Al. 58 Topps card, very distinctive. And we got a coach card from when he was a coach on the Twins, Al Worthington. Bob Rogers also on that card. I believe I can have him sign it as well. And there you guys go. There's a 66 Topps card, actually. So, as I said, 6 years with the Twins, 6 years with the Giants. Signed the cards I send very nicely, especially for his age, and sent off some extras as well from him, including this article thing that is humongous and very bulky, but sent it, no problem. There it is. Signed it as well, Al Worthington. How I'm going to store any of this stuff as a hoarder, I don't know. I just can't get rid of it. He signed it. What am I supposed to do, right? So there you guys go. Saturday Evening Post, Al Worthington. There you guys go. Newspaper article from God knows when. Nice return from Al Worthington. Very generous man, and very happy to get these cards back signed. And there's information. Lots of stuff from Al. Thank you, Al. Let's move on, guys, to return number 4. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on our next return here. Not as bulky as the Al Worthington return, so let's go ahead and tear it and crack it open. I see my letter of request in there. I see the cards in between and 2 index cards, as they should be, and we've got Mr. Bobby Shantz, legendary signer, another old-timer, 1962 Topps card as a Colt, signed beautifully. Of course, he was a World Series champion with the Yanks way back in 1958. And, of course, he was a 52 AL MVP. And here is a beautifully signed index card with a number of his stats on there and achievements in baseball. Great signer, 98 years young. He will be 99 in September. That puts him on number 3 on the all-time old former MLB players list there as well. Of course, if you're wondering where Al Worthington falls, he falls as 16th. He is 16th on that list, Mr. Al Worthington. Awesome signer, Bobby Shantz. Gave him some money. I think I gave him a $20 bill. Your mileage may vary. He might sign for free, but I think if you kick him some cash, he does all sorts of inscriptions for you. So Legendary Bobby Shantz, legendary autograph TTM Hall of Famer. Put him in the Hall of Fame. There's not a TTM Hall of Fame. There should be. He should be in it. Bobby Shantz, nice return from him. It's tough to find Bobby Shantz cards that aren't signed, but I had a couple. Very happy to get this back, and I knew the signature card would come out looking good with that inscription as well. So let's move on, guys, to our next return. Tampa St. Pete for our next return right there on the envelope, as you see. And we have, let's see here, we've got an index card. We've got my letter of request. We've got no signed index cards. Sorry I'm taking so long. I'll get right to it here. We've got not much in here. We've got Hall of Famer Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs here on an 87 Topps All-Star commemorative set. It's a 22-card set released in 88. I think they released them for a few years in a row. I think 86, 87, 88 at least. He also signed a Ginter X Mini, which I've got a few of those signed now. I got a few signed by Juan Marichal. I've got Wade Boggs as well. Not sure why I like getting those miniature cards signed, but they look pretty cool signed. 2005 Hall of Fame inductee Wade Boggs, 12-time All-Star, 18 years in the Bigs, 11 with the Sox, 5 with the Yanks, 2 with Tampa Bay, and those were, of course, the years where he hit his 3,000th hit, 3,010 total hits in his career. $10 a card, $20 gets you a couple cards signed by Hall of Famer. Not a bad deal in this day and age. There you guys go. There's information. Let's move on, guys, to our next return. New Orleans, Louisiana for our next return. In fact, we just got direct flights from Portland to New Orleans here in Portland, so I might finally get to make that trip to New Orleans I've always wanted to make. Do love my direct flights. We've got Ron Swoboda. Ron Swoboda, former 69 Miracle Met. In fact, not former, current and future and past Miracle Met, of course. Once a Met, always a Met. There you guys go. Ron Swoboda. Nice to get some of these cards signed. 80 years young. In fact, happy birthday. He just turned 80 years old on June 30th. Nice return from him. 9 years in the Big, 6 with the Mets, 3 with the Yanks, and 1 lone year with the Montreal Expos. Of course, they called him Rocky because he was a less than stellar defensive outfielder. In fact, even when they got Tommy Davis in 1967, they moved him to first. He was, of course, not any better at first base. So there's information regarding his Here's the Catch book he made. He wrote, which I've read, very good. I always like to read the old baseball books. Great stories in them. A little peek behind the curtain of some of those legendary teams, including the Mets. Nice to get this back. There's information, guys. Ron Swoboda. And yes, I am now officially out of Ron Swoboda cards. I think this might be my 3rd return from him over the last 5 or 6 years. So there you guys go. Ron Swoboda, awesome return. Let's keep going here on Through the Mail Monday. Let's go. Next return. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, our next return here. Return numero, I have no idea. I've lost track. I've got a stack of envelopes here I've been opening. And we've got a grip of cards in here from Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, Sean Casey. Sean Casey. This is actually from a few years ago. 2020, and I'm opening this in 2024. What is wrong with me, Colin? I sent Sean Casey 8 cards, told him to keep any cards he wanted, and from the feel of it, I think he signed them all and sent them back. Sean Casey, of course, 12-year career, 8 years with the Cincinnati Reds, 3-time All-Star during that career, an over 300 hitter. Spent 2023 as the Yankees hitting coach, and there you guys go. Lots of pretty sweet 90s cards signed, including a 55 Bowman replica / archive looking card of their old TV themed cards from way back in the day. Sean Casey now signs $15 a card because guys like me sent him 8 cards back in 2020. That's not true, guys. I swear, if he just sent back 1 card signed, I would have been happy. I know you guys are going to frown upon the 8 cards, but man, they look good. They all look so, so good. And I'm glad I have all of them. Each and every one of them. San Diego, California for our 7th return of the day. Just 1 more to go. As I just got 1 envelope I'm looking at left, and I've started with 8. I did some quick math. I realized I'm on number 7. So there we go. Number 7 from San Diego, California. And we have, let's see here. We've got Jesse Orosco, 1986 World Series champion, inscription on the 88 Topps card. In fact, 88 was the year Jesse won his second world title with the Dodgers. $5 a card from Jesse O. Incredible 24-year career. 8 of those with my Metropolitans. My ever-confusing and love-hate relationship rooting for, in the major leagues, New York Mets, of course, to put it complicatedly. 1,252 games pitched. That is a Major League Baseball record. And $5 a card. Very nice return from Jesse O. I think this is my second or third return from Jesse Orosco. Came out very nice. I remember back in 2020, speaking of 2020, I think I did a private signing with him, and he was $15 or $20 a card, and I got like 3 or 4 cards signed. And then he started signing through the mail for $5 a card. So, yeah, you get burned on some of that stuff sometimes, unfortunately. But still happy to get these back. A nice return from Jesse O. Let's move on, guys, to our 8th and final return of the day. Baltimore, Maryland for our 8th and final return of this week's Through the Mail Monday. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Or me, I guess. It's just me sitting here. We got a $5 bill back. That's strange. Oh, we got Tippy Martinez here. Signed nicely on his rookie 76 Topps card without my requested inscription. That's a bummer. Tried to bribe him with $5 for an inscription suggested to me by a friend of the channel. It come finag, and it didn't work. I tried. I gave it a shot. The old college try. At 74 years young, it appears Tippy Martinez wasn't having it, so that's upsetting. But 83 All-Star. Awesome reliever. 35th round draft pick made good. In fact, 546 games. He only started 2 of them. Very nice return from him. Spent most of the years, of course, 11 with Baltimore. Spent 3 with the Yanks. And that is a bummer. Did not inscribe the card. That's fine. You know, if you don't ask, you don't get. So you might as well take. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Didn't someone say that? There you guys go. And of course, unless you're Bronny James and you missed. I think you missed 6 of 8. So that's not good either. There you guys go. Tippy Martinez to end out this week's Through the Mail, a Monday marathon. Very happy you guys were joining me. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I do this every single week. Have done it for the last 285 straight weeks in a row, right? And of course, comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this week's returns. There they are in all their glory. At least there's a few of them. I had already put some away already. I jumped the gun, and I just took a picture of what I had left. So there you guys go. Nice returns all around. Got some super vintage, super vintage. In fact, I don't think you can get any more vintage than the guy that played for the New York Giants or someone like, say, Bobby Shantz. Very exciting to get all these returns back. Sorry the video went so long, but when you open up 8 envelopes, that's just what happens. So thanks, guys, for joining me. Next week, I'll have, I've been getting some care packages from fellow viewers, and it warms my heart. Love to see some of this stuff. I don't really make like care package opening videos. I do open the stuff, and of course, then some of the times you guys just never hear from me again. So oftentimes I'll send stuff back, and of course I haven't sent anything back recently. So I've got stuff dating back to a couple years ago. I'm gonna start showing off next week after I open up some returns, and I've got some cool stuff to show off. Excited to do that. At least these guys that send stuff, and you got some pretty sweet 8x10s. I got some pretty awesome. What are they called? Minor league cards, which are, you guys, I think I've mentioned every time I get one back. I'm always happy to get those signed. Usually the pro line or the line drive cards, but some very local cards I got back, or I got recently from somebody that are basically very localized cards for the market, for the minor league team. So pretty excited. I'll show some of that stuff off here in the coming weeks. Something super cool back from 60s Mets pin. Have a little more research done on that. And that was actually from a couple years, 3 years ago maybe. So some of this stuff I have, and I still have, and after moving, I came across it again, and I thought I better show it some love and appreciation, because I do appreciate it, and show some of that stuff off here in the coming weeks. So there you guys go. I'll put something in the title. Maybe I'll put something in the title of the video. I don't know. These video titles are so hard to do. I don't know what to come up with and mix it up. It's so hard to come up with something different every week. So there's only so many things you can say about getting 6 baseball returns back or 8 baseball returns back, but I try, but it's not easy. It's probably the most obnoxious part of doing the video is to come up with a title. So there's that, but do some of that here in the next few weeks, so stay tuned to that. Stay tuned for that, and of course, FYI, I will be sending out some of those cards to get signed. So if you guys do send me stuff and I can get it signed, I'm going to probably try to get it signed. So be forewarned, your stuff just might go off in the mail and never return. But you know me, man, I got a high percentage rate here. I send a lot of long shots that you don't know about because I don't get them back. So you guys see all my 100% returns basically, so you don't see all my failures. So one day, and I'm gonna work on a spreadsheet. I've got all these. I got lots of ideas, and the stuff I actually follow through upon is probably not very much of it. But one thing I want to do is I do want to have an alphabetical list of every player I've ever sent TTM and what TTM video they are on. Maybe as a resource for anyone that's curious as to who has signed or who I've gotten back, and maybe even how many times I've gotten back, since they'll be on multiple videos if I've gotten a few of them. Like, say, a guy like Rick Cerrone, who just signs 1 card, or Ron Guidry or somebody like that. You'll see he pops up 6 times because, well, he just signs 1 card. So anyway, there's that. Working on a lot of things. So going to use my spreadsheet, my Excel. I use my Excel spreadsheet to keep track of my send-offs. So, I mean, I can alphabetize that pretty easily and go through that. And then I just need to format it so it looks good on the video. I'm not sure how I'll do that. I'll probably put it on the end of my videos going forward and update it every week. So that's the plan. I might just export that to maybe a PDF file and try to format it in a way that is not just a big cluttered mess. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments down below of how I should format that. No one else. I haven't seen anyone else do it. You know, some of these ideas I've never seen done before, so I just have to figure it out on my own, which sometimes I'm good at, sometimes I'm not very good at. So it's one of those things where I'll maybe just have to try a few different things until it fits. But I think that'd be pretty cool. Keep a running total of how many people I've actually gotten back and how many cards and all that stuff. So you know, I'm a baseball fan. You guys know that I love my numbers, love my stats, and I just love stuff like that. So anyone that has followed along with my baseball card set collecting with the 74, 84, 87, and 89 upper deck sets, all those I've been keeping track of and putting stats out on that as well. So when I do my videos, so that's what I'm going to plan on doing here next few weeks to months. So that should be fun, and I'll see you guys again next week for TTM number 286. Already almost getting close to that 300 mark. Very excited. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July week. Hopefully all your fingers are still attached. I warned you about that last week. You know, there's I did not read a whole lot of hands blown up in the news or anything like that. So we're online, so that's good. I'm sure it happened, but maybe it doesn't make that big of a news story anymore because it just happens so often. And good NASCAR race today. Watched the Xfinity race. SVG won again. Me and my buddy Russell, 2S, 2L, saw his last 2 wins at, of course, Portland and Sonoma. Got to see him win again in the Chicago race. Very exciting Chicago race. Good action. Looking forward to the NASCAR race tomorrow at Chicago and pulling for SVG again tomorrow. So should be fun. Mets, I actually haven't watched the last 2 or 3 games. I haven't watched since July 3rd, 4th, 5th. It's now the 6th. I think it's the 6th, right? It's... No, yeah, it's Saturday, July 6th as I'm making this video. So looking forward to that. Going to watch a few of these games right now. It's super hot, 103 degrees out right now, record high here in Salem, Oregon. And I'm going to watch some baseball here over the next few hours and sit in front of the fan and enjoy myself. So hope everyone is enjoying themselves wherever you all are at. And sorry the video is so long. Obviously, you are not obligated to watch all whatever minutes it ends up being. So I guess I shouldn't really apologize, but just know I try to keep things short and sweet here at the Chris Cards channel. Sometimes that just doesn't happen, so it did not happen today. So that is it, my friends. Thanks for watching. See ya.